Hi, everybody. This is Joella Newman. I'm the owner and founder of Transforming Your Tomorrows. Welcome to our New Year's Entrepreneurs on the Rise show. It's 2021. Today's been a big day. I'm not going to deny it. I'm sure everybody's either participating in Facebook and messaging or watching the news. So it's interesting that I'm coming live for the first time in 2021 on January 6th, 2021, as we continue to unfold events before us and really history. I'm not so much as part of history other than my small voice here, but Entrepreneurs on the Rise is about the shows will be about this year bringing guests on who can offer you insights, tips, and tools that will move and push your business forward. I know that we're coming off a very tough year. 2020 had us in quarantine, had us isolating, and those who didn't isolate, okay, lived a different life. But, with such exposure to illness as opposed to being able to thrive with a really healthy business. So tonight, what I wanted to share with you is who am I again? Is as a founder and owner of Transforming You Tomorrow, as you can see at the bottom of my screen, I'm a life and business coach. I coach executives, I coach businesses, entrepreneurs who really want to up level their game on every single corner of their life. And I do that through a whole brain technique. I do left brain, which is very logical, very analytical. There's a process to it. But I do incorporate right brain. And right brain for me, it's the creative side of our brain where we can look beyond what our ego sees. And that may include visualization, or it may include processes that I ask people to follow or I take them through so that it gets them out of their mind and then into their subconscious. It really is delving into the subconscious. Or maybe being something like a painter or a creator. You're looking to answers using a different methodology that you might have used heretofore. So with that, I always want to highlight other speakers and entrepreneurs, but I thought, how do I start off this night about entrepreneurs and what I will be covering this year? First of all, I am going to be very focused on helping entrepreneurs earn money and up-leveling their business financially. I think that we, for far too long, especially women, and not to be sexist, I don't mean to be, but that we tend to not handle our finances as well as perhaps a man, or at least historically, as they have. And I think it's a disservice to ourselves and also to our colleagues, our counterparts, our male partners, our men of the world, that we shouldn't be able to help them with finances as well. And I think certainly people like Judy Orloff and others throughout the world have really helped us all thrive financially. And she's just one. So there's so many out there. But I think my goal tonight is just to help remind you that as we embark on a new year, that we won't always be in unstructured or chaotic times, that we can stop what we currently see and envision a different future. And so with that, I'm asking my entrepreneurs to envision a future where you're financially thriving and stop disempowering yourselves by, 3 mistakes I can name. And I have an e-booklet on, 5 core mistakes that entrepreneurs make and aren't able to thrive. But 3 of them are really looking at the shiny object syndrome. Oh, I want this. That looks good. I want that. And I will tell you right now in January, everybody's bombarding you with their courses and their programs, and they're all great. I'm not dissing any of them. But how do you discern what's right for you? And you can also get off track of your own strategic plan and focus if you say, oh, I want to learn that. I want to do that. you go after something new that may not be in your strategic plan. That's the shiny object syndrome. And I think we all too often do that. And it really keeps us off our focus in our business. And I think we also forget about the sunk costs that we inherit by following the shiny object syndrome, by signing up with things, spending the money, and then it sits in your mailbox. It sits in your file, and you're not following through on the courses or whatever it has to offer you. That are sunk costs. You've already paid for it, but you're not using it. And I think it costs your business, it costs your time, and you feel like you're walking around in your business with a monkey on your back. And I think the third message I want to share, at least tonight, is giving you the understanding that penny pinching is also as much of a problem as spending all those dollars out there right now for your business. It's time to be discerning. If you've got a certain allotment of dollars, to be really discerning and not to penny pinch. But if there's something of value that will help you, and that includes, many times we penny pinch in hiring coaches. And it's like, oh, I can't afford this. I can't do this. If you want to transform your life, I'm here to tell you, you have to pay for it, right? Whether it's me or another coach out there or a program, it's you get what you pay for. And I think that when you look at your life and where you want to take yourself and your business, it's an opportunity to say, how am I willing to stretch my boundaries of what I feel comfortable with to say, oh, I have to invest in myself. I know when I went back for my master's degree, for my bachelor's degree, every time I had to borrow money when I first went to school for my nursing license. For my nursing degree, I had to borrow money. But I did that because I knew that was an investment in me and in my career. I didn't have to borrow money by the time I went for my bachelor's degree, and I certainly didn't have to borrow money when I went for my master's degree, but it was a chunk of change. So when you put in thousands of dollars that give you something of value back, that empower you and empower something that you love and enjoy, then you find value, and that's worth it. That's all I'm saying. So that's my little spiel on penny pinching. So for me, what you will hear this year is a lot more about finances and prosperity, the logical side of it, but really getting out of your head, calling you on some of those stuck places that you're at, but getting you out of your head and taking you to places that maybe you've never been before and haven't been willing to go. But if you really want to up level who you are and what you do in business, it's time to ask yourself that question. What do I need to know that I don't know today that will move me and my business forward? And so I'm really, really excited about the other portion of Entrepreneurs on the Rise shows is having new guests this year. I'm going to have people who are brand strategists or who are intuitive still, feng shui, but also people who are very keen on using LinkedIn as an expert and making sure that LinkedIn works for you. I know today I just applied to become a live streamer on LinkedIn because I want my voice, what I have to say, to go to a different audience besides my Facebook and YouTube. So I'm hoping that that will evolve. But I think the guests that I am scheduling now for the rest of the year are really compelling people that have a message to share, and it has to go beyond just their community that they're in. This is an opportunity to listen for 15 minutes. It's only 8:07 right now, and I don't want to be any longer than 10 or 15 minutes, but I wanted to deliver value. So if I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I talked about before I talked about my guests, my upcoming guests, is how do you look at your business with sunk costs? Well, you have to compare it. Does it go to my strategic plan? If it does, then set aside time, chunk it down, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, a micro task, 10 minutes, no longer, and get that course done. Set it aside, schedule it, turn off your phone, turn off all of the other gadgets on the computer that you're working with, that you are uninterrupted for 10 minutes. Just that alone will move your business forward day after day. And at the end of the day, you have enough time. After all, that course or whatever that sunk cost was has been sitting there anyway. So don't rush and say, oh, I've got to go on super speedy right now. So my right brain tool is sometimes pulling oracle cards. I use those as psychological tools to really evoke a different thought from a problem. And I thought, especially because of today's events in our country's capital, whatever side you're on, we all have healing to do, right? So I thought, how do I approach that? And the first card I pulled was a tall tale. And if you can see that, it's really a message about, on whatever side you're on, are you being truthful to yourself? Are you getting the right information, right? We both sides believe they've got the right information, but how do you validate it? How do you justify it? How do you not justify? That's not a correct verb I want to use. How do you validate and show proof of what you believe, and to dissect what you believe and be honest with yourself? Because as you move forward in business, you have to be honest with where you're at financially and where you're going. Can you get there? So it first takes a really deep self-reflection and honesty with where you're at. And I thought it was interesting to pull it today for, can we look at what is truth, not defined by us, but defined by what is validated, right? And learn from there. And then take from that the gratitude, all right? Have a sense of gratitude of all the things that we have learned and can learn, and that we can heal and move forward. It will take time. Nobody's ready to quite heal yet. I recognize that. But I think that if we can be honest with ourselves, we don't want to be a divided country, or at least I don't think we want to be. And maybe that's my falsehood to myself. I don't know, but I don't believe that we want to be a divided country. I believe we still want to be the United States of America, and have all the flavors of that, have a voice, and come together. And I think the third card that I pulled was Divine Matrix. And for those of you who are atheists, that's okay. I support you here too. That's using your mind. It's using your brain. It's using your skillful intellectual abilities to discern and make very logical and beneficial decisions, both for yourself, for your family, for society. But the divine matrix is really another word that we are a tapestry of thoughts and emotions and actions. And so where are you as a tapestry in your business to take you to a higher level? So I'm just going to leave you with a few things. Is look at your business financially right now, especially in January. Set your goals if you haven't already. And whether you don't have to use a vision board, you can use an accountant. It doesn't matter which side, whether it's a left brain action or a right brain action. The key component is action. You have to assess where you're at now, and you have to define where you want to get to. So next week, I will be giving you a call to action to sign up for how to reset your mindset with money. It's a money mindset reset for 2021, because we have so much back beliefs that we carry around in a sack on our back. I call it the sack on the back that we continually, perpetually carry around. It's time to let a lot of that crap go and step into the power that you want to be. And it won't happen in tomorrow. It won't happen in the next month, but it will certainly be an evolving process. So it's really recognizing that our business is a tapestry of who we are and where we're going, but it's time to up level that. And that has to do with money. So you will also get a workbook with it. So I hope to give you a link so that you can sign up for that. That will be coming soon. And the guests next week, I will have Cynthia Farina. She'll be covering right brain, but I think we're still going to focus on how an intuitive life guide is. That's what she is. She's an intuitive life guide to help people through their problems. And she's often helped people after loss in their family and things like that. But she really gets deep into the core of situations. And I don't know how she does it. She's just amazing. But I think we're going to focus on money still. We're going to focus on what's broken for us. And so many of us have been out of work this past year, right? So many of us have lost businesses. So it's time to heal that money problem, because I believe in the history of our world, we've always had enough and we always make more. We always make more. Look at we always do. We may have contractions, but we always make more. So we have to heal that money self-talk. And then the following week, I will have Jacqueline Tabrizi also continuing on the topic of prosperity. But prosperity doesn't always have to do money in her course. Prosperity is so many other things. Prosperity in your relationships, prosperity in other areas of your life. So, and then the last week of the month, I'm going to have Wendy Harrington, who is a brand strategist, but really focuses on the culture, the shifting those words to make sure they soulfully match the message that you want to put out into the world. So a little bit of left brain there, but a little bit of right brain too, to make sure that, the essence of your company is being shared with the world. They're just not words. So I hope that's pretty interesting. I will have people about LinkedIn. I will have a feng shui specialist in February. I will have men this year, a lot more men as guests on my show. But I'm excited. People who are involved in their community and shifting businesses and raising them up. So it's going to be an exciting year of really thoughtful leaders in business. And so I hope you'll join me Wednesday nights at 8:00, either on Entrepreneurs on the Rise show on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page, Joellen Newman's YouTube. So please sign up, because I am building my YouTube. And if you like this video, share it. I will add to it a link that you can click the link and subscribe. All right. Thank you. And Happy New Year, everybody. I will see you next Wednesday. And I'm in the process of getting my own green screen, because we just moved, and I will have my own time just talking about those tips and tools for money and prosperity in your business on a different day. So look out for those times and dates yet to be announced. All right. Happy New Year, everybody.